welcome to Pilates with Jen. My name is Jen. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. If you are returning, welcome back. Today, I have a Pilates Reformer full body stretch for you. This is all the feel good moves. This is feeding your body everything that it needs on days where you just don't feel like doing too much, possibly recovering from a sickness or just been away a couple of days and just need to get that body moving again. So I hope you enjoy it. It's about 35 minutes, depending on how I get in tune with the breath. So once you're ready, the only prop we're going to need today is our box, which is going to be long ways on the reformer. We're going to be starting with one blue spring. Your foot bars can be in the low position or the down position, and you can have your handles hooked up to your pegs or just nearby so you can grab them so we can continue with the flow. So once you have everything set up and you are ready to make that body feel good and mobilize that spine, please join me. Look forward to seeing you there. All right, so you're going to find yourself sitting on your platform. If you have a platform extender, go ahead. You can use it. If not, don't worry about it. We won't be here for very long. So just get a sticky pad if that surface is rough. And then you're going to go ahead, you're going to open up your legs, you're going to find your feet down flat on the floor. From here, we're going to find ourselves sitting on our sitting bones. Our hips are externally rotated, our toes are pointing to the sides of the room, our shoulders are back and down, and we're just going to go ahead, relax our shoulders, take a nice big deep inhale through that nose. And then I want you to exhale all that air out, feeling that rib cage knit together as you exhale out. So think of a doctor putting a stethoscope on your back, asking you to take a nice big deep inhale. And then exhale all of that air out. 2 more just like this. One more. Now we'll take our hands to the corner of the box, relax those shoulders, take a nice big deep inhale here. On your exhale, I want you to extend those arms long, tuck that chin towards your chest as you slowly push that box away from you, looking down to your well below you. Draw those abs in around that spine. Bring that carriage all the way into the bumper. Stack that spine on top of the sitting bones. And continue. Rolling it down. And bringing it in. How you breathe is up to you. I'm kind of just breathing slow and breathing with my movement right now, just feeling how my spine feels as I'm articulating myself away, pushing away with my arms, drawing those abs in, and stacking the spine over the hips. We'll go for 2 more here. This is one of my favorite ways to mobilize the spine. Little resistance pushing and a little resistance pulling back in. Next time you come back up to that sitting position on top of those sit bones, you're going to take one hand and cross it over on top of the other. Doesn't matter which side, we'll do both. So I'm taking my left hand, placing it over my right hand. I'm extending myself all the way out. And drawing myself back in. We'll go for 2 more just like this. You want to be intentional with your pace today. This is slow movement. Really mobilizing through that spine, stretching as we do it. On this next one, when your arms are straight, you're going to release that hand that's on the top. You're going to thread it underneath that arm, and you're going to hold on to your rail underneath you. Now from here, you're going to twist. You're going to look underneath that arm that's pushing away from you, and you're going to pull with the arm towards you. We're going to breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly draw those abs in. You can place that hand back on top and continue drawing that carriage in back towards center. Go ahead, let's bring the hand back to the center. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So once you're ready, we're going to cross that hand, draw those shoulders back and down. Take a big deep inhale, drop that chin towards your chest. Roll that carriage away, push that carriage away as you roll down that spine. And draw those abs in. Bring that carriage back. So important that we stay mobile, moving all planes of motion with our spine, and we will hit all planes of motion today in this flow. We'll go for 2 more here. On this next one, when your arms are long, this is where you're going to take that top hand, thread it underneath. You're going to articulate, rotate that spine. You're going to push with that arm straight behind you, and you're going to pull with the arm onto the rail of the wood. So rotating that spine, rotating that waist. Trying to drop the shoulder closer towards the springs, trying to get the ear closer towards the springs. Breathe it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go rotate that body back to center. And we can slowly draw those abs in and bring that box in one final time. Excellent. Bring that box all the way into that stopper. Roll those shoulders. We're going to come out of this position. I'm going to come up, bring myself. I'm going to sit on my box facing you first. So that's going to bring my left hand closest to the shoulder block. I'm going to sit towards the edge of my box here. We're going to be staying on that one blue spring. But from here, we're going to go ahead, grab the strap that's closest to us. My strap is crooked. Just going to fix it here. All right, I am going to be using the short loop here, and I am going to be threading the short loop over my forearm. I'm actually going to bring it over my elbow. From here, I'm going to take my hands. I'm going to interlace my fingers, going to bring them behind my head. I'm going to push my head into those hands. My abs are drawn in, and I am sitting on my sit bones here. From here, we're going to come into lateral flexion. We're going to go ahead. We're going to bend towards the foot bar. So whether that's left or right, depends where you're sitting, and resist it back in. So gentle press into those hands pushing back. You're stacked up against that imaginary wall behind you and feeling that rib to waist cinch on the side. Just feeling that lateral flexion over towards the foot bar. Maybe feeling a little bit warmer, going a little bit deeper into that lateral flexion. Really closing in that space between that waist and that rib cage and opening it on the opposing side. Last 2 here. Next time you come up to center, you're going to hold it here. From here, now we're going to rotate towards the foot bar and bring it back. Much smaller movement, but rotating towards the foot bar and bringing it back. Carriage moving just a slight bit, especially if you're sitting further away towards your foot bar. And please be mindful this is suggestive weight, so this is supposed to be a feel-good movement. Last 2 here. Last one. Next time you come to center, we're going to rotate our whole spine like a hula hoop. So we're going to come towards the center, towards the foot bar. Then I want you to rotate towards your knees. Then you're going to come and you're going to rotate towards the shoulder blocks. And then you're going to sit yourself up straight. So towards the foot bar, rotate forward, rotate towards the shoulder blocks, and come up. 3 more in this direction. Next time you come to center, we're going to hold it there. We're going to go into the opposite direction. So go to lateral flexion towards your shoulder blocks first, then fold forward, then come towards the foot bar and come up. So visualize moving in circles around that spine. Last 2. Hands still pressing back, head still pressing back into those hands. Last one here. Next time you come up to center, hold it there. You can go ahead, you can open those hands, and you can take that strap and bring it into the other hand. From here, we're going to go ahead, we're going to turn and face our foot bar. Now that strap is in your hand that you just transferred it to. We're going to take that same loop and we're going to bring it in over our, you can bring it over the elbow or underneath the elbow. I like it over the elbow. So from here, other hands can just be on your hip. We're going to go ahead, open and close that door. So open the arm out to the side and resist it back in. So just a little shoulder isolation here, moving that shoulder in the socket, getting that mobility work into the shoulder by stabilizing the spine. Last 2. And last 1. When you bring that arm back to center, go ahead, unthread that arm. We're going to go ahead, grab the other strap. So we're going to hold both straps in our hands here. Our feet are on the headrest. Our arms, you can hold up on the tape here, slide your bottom up just a little bit closer, give yourself a little bit more range. From here, we're going to come into roll down. So tilt that pelvis towards your nose. I want you to slowly roll yourself down, just going to what you feel comfortable. And then draw those abs in and slowly roll yourself on up. So again, just getting mobile in that spine, allowing yourself to come all the way if it feels good for you. As you roll up and down, you may get deeper and deeper. If going into back extension is okay for you, you can add it in, tucking that chin towards your chest, slowly rolling it all the way up. Adjust yourself as needed. Tucking that chin towards your chest, keeping those arms straight as rolling yourself up using those abdominals. We'll go for 3 more here. If you need more support, choke up on those ropes. If you want to make it more challenging, loosen your grip on those ropes, make your ropes a little bit longer, but this is just fine. Like I said, this is a feel-good movement today. And every once in a while, I really do enjoy that. This will be everyone's last one here, so curl your chin towards your chest. Slowly roll yourself on up. Go ahead, drop the strap that you had already done your arm work with and hang it up. We're going to transfer over to the other side, so I'm going to take that small loop and I'm going to go ahead, thread it past my elbow. From here, I'm going to bring my hand to my opposite hand to my hip. I'm going to open up my arm out to the side. We're going to open and close. So from here, we're going to close that door and then we're going to open it. So isolating the opposite shoulder here, stabilizing through the spine. Again, everything's quiet here. Shoulder is what's working. Abs are drawn in, sitting on top of those sitting bones. Shoulders are away from your ears. Last 2. From here, when your arm comes back towards the center, go ahead, unthread that strap. Before we move to the other side, go ahead, hang that strap up for a minute. From here, we're going to come all the way down on our box. We're going to come into our bridging segment here. So I'm going to take my bottom and bring it all the way towards the edge of the shoulder blocks. And I am going to take my feet and bring them out to the rails. And then from here, I am going to lay myself down with my shoulders supported. So my whole body is supported on this box. Then from here, I'm going to shimmy myself down almost so my bottom is sitting on the headrest. So hands are by your sides. I'm going to go ahead, bring my hands behind me, allow myself to get open up through that chest. So this is great. This is a great chest opener here. So all I want you to do is I want you to think about articulating that spine, drawing yourself up, pushing through those heels, activating those quads, activating those glutes. Then exhale and slowly articulate it down. But when you articulate it down, I want you to drop into it as much as you feel necessary. And again, you can slide up and down on that box to get deeper into it and really get deep into those hip flexors. So you choose where you want that rim of the box to press onto your lower back to give you the best range of motion that feels good for you. So again, it's going to be a little bit different for everybody. What works for me may not work for you, and what works for you may not work for the next person. So again, just really feeling that lower back stretch. You're still keeping everything connected and really opening through that chest. Last 2, just articulating, doing what feels right for your body, working with the body in front of you. On this last one, just slowly roll yourself up, find yourself neutral, and then from here, you kind of just shimmy yourself all the way back up onto that box until you can sit your bottom back up. All right, we are going to transfer over to the other side. So my back side's going to be to you. We're going to finish that arm work before we go in. So let's go ahead, grab that strap that's next to you. So now I'm working my right arm. My right arm is getting threaded through that small loop. And we're going to interlace our fingers behind our head. So remember, where you sit on this box you get a little bit more range of motion the further away you are from the shoulder block. So hands behind the head, we're going to start with that lateral flexion towards the foot bar first, and then resist it back in. So again, light pressure pushing back into those hands, keeping those abs drawn in. Your shoulders are back and down, and really cinching that waist to the rib cage or hip to rib cage and opening up on the opposing side. Really feel that stretch open through here and cinch this closed here. Sitting on top of your sitting bones. We'll go for 2 more here. Next time you come up to center, you're going to hold it there, and we're going to add that rotation. So this is where you're going to rotate towards that foot bar, resist it back. Try to keep this equal weight between both sitting bones. Carriage definitely not moving on this side quite as much. Last 3. For 2. Last 1. Bring those hands to center. We're going to go into those circles. So you're going to lateral flex towards the foot bar first. Then bend forward towards the shoulder blocks. And then straight up over those sit bones. Bending forward just a slight towards the shoulder blocks, sitting it straight up. So a little flexion, lateral flexion in both ways. Last one in this direction. When you come up to center, we'll go towards the shoulder blocks first. Flex forward. Then laterally flex towards the foot bar and come up. Last 2. Next time you come up to center, go ahead, drop that arm, and you can go ahead and take that strap on out. All right, we are going to be hanging up that strap here, and we're going to be coming off our carriage, and we're going to be bringing up our foot bars. So first, let's bring up the foot bar here. Come into your normal position, and then we are going to be grabbing our straps again. We're going to come into some back extension here. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to take our straps, Hold each strap in each hand. You're going to pull the carriage, grab your corners with your hands and your straps, and then you lay on your box facing the foot bar. Now your straps are in your hands. You just want to make sure your rib cage, you're right underneath where your rib cage starts, right underneath your breastbone. So from here, you're going to go ahead, you're going to grab the short straps or the long loops, whichever one works for you. This is a stretch here, so I am going to use the short loops. I'm going to allow my arms, look down at my springs, and allow my arms to just lay behind me here. Now, feet can be hip distance apart. They can be together, whatever works for you. From here, I just want you to go ahead. I want you to lift your chest, shine it proud up to the clouds. Leave those arms long, drop those shoulders, and bring everything down. Tuck that chin. Again, lift the arms just a little bit, lift the head, shine the heart proud to the clouds, to the foot bar, and bring it down. Push that pelvis into the box, engage those glutes, get a full body stretch. When you're ready, engage the core, draw the abs in, come into that full body stretch, back extension, and come down. Last one here. When you're ready, activate the glutes, activate the core, lift the arms, lift the shoulders, shine the chest proud to the clouds, and come down. From here, whether you have the short loops or the long loops, I want you to give me a bicep curl. So bicep curl. Now punch the arms over the head. With the hands down towards the floor, the palms, I want you to circle your arms out. As they come out, come in to that back extension. Fold the elbows, bring the chest down. Again, punch the arms over the head. Come out, breaststroke. Lift the chest, draw the elbows in, drop the chest. 3 more just like this. Punch over your head. Bring those arms up and out, bend the elbows, and come in. 1 more. Push the arms out, come out and around, bend the elbows. Go ahead, straighten those arms. And from here, carefully let one strap go. Hold on to the foot bar. Let the other strap go. Go ahead, bend your knees up, and just wiggle from side to side here. We're almost done. All right. Let's go ahead. We're going to take on to that foot bar here. Now hands are on that foot bar. I want you to drop your elbows down. We're coming to 1 red spring, so this will be our first spring change, taking off that blue, adding that red spring. We're going into double arms here. So when you're ready, all 10 fingers are on the same side of that foot bar. Your pelvis is pushing into that box. You're going to go ahead, extend yourself out. Now look down, straight down at those springs. Reach those legs long. Now push that pelvis in and push yourself up, 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 up. Come into that swan as you bring that carriage closed. Push yourself back out and bend the elbows in. So a little bit of swan dive here. When you're ready, push yourself out. Push, lift, lift, up, up, bring that carriage in, come up to that extension, and then push yourself back down, bend the elbows, and come on in. Let's do 3 more just like this. Really lifting up, especially if extension's for you. If extension is not for you, you can do this in neutral. Omit the back extension altogether. Last one. When those elbows come in, go ahead, we're going to place that hand down. Carefully change that spring back to that blue spring, taking that red spring back off. So changing our spring back to that blue. We're going to do one more variation here to get one final stretch. So whichever arm, I'm going to start with my right arm on the bar. My left hand is coming to the box. From here, I'm going to extend myself out with one hand. Now, I'm going to do the same swan, but I'm going to push through the box as I come in to try to get just a little bit deeper, little bit higher up, really pushing and then coming down. So again, you're really helping lift here because you have the hand helping you lift into it. Last two. On this last one, I want you, if you want to get deeper into that stretch, you can take your hand, you can bring it behind, grab your ankle, and as you come in, really pull this leg together. And bring it down. Come all the way in. Let's switch hands. So I'm bringing my right hand now to the box. My left hand is on the foot bar. Go ahead, extend yourself out. Find that extension, push up with that hand that's on the box. Get a little bit deeper into it. And come down. So you're really pushing and pulling as you're lifting up. Last one here. And then we'll do one more with that stretch if you want to add it. So bend your foot towards your glute. Reach behind you, grab your ankle. When you come in, really pull. Really pull, push that quad down into that box. Really reach behind you for 3, 2, and 1. Bring it on down. From here, you can slowly close that carriage all the way in. We are going to come up to our hands and knees on that box into a little bit of a cat-cow here, a little round that spine, flex that spine. Add a little flexion here, especially after all that extension. Next time you round that spine, see if you can take those knees out and really drop those hips forward. Come all the way in. And then pull back on your foot bar if it's a locking foot bar. Again, you can come up to that cow, drop on your quads, push down onto that foot bar, then bring your hips back. Sit onto your shins around the spine and pull the foot bar. So flatten the back, send the knees out, push down. Last two here. Next time you come into that shell pose, hold yourself there. From here, I want you to release your whichever hand. I'm going to take my left hand first. I'm going to thread my left hand under my right hand, take my gaze, and try to drop my ear towards the box. Looking underneath that armpit, 2 more breath cycles here. Unthread that hand, bring that arm to the foot bar. Take the opposite hand. This time I'll be threading it under my left arm, taking my gaze, looking under my left armpit. Trying to drop my ear, drop my shoulder. 3 more breath cycles here. Go ahead, come back to center. Bring both hands back onto that foot bar for one more time. Just round that spine. Carefully move your knees a little bit closer. And you can go ahead and sit down on your shins. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this 35-minute mobility class. And please, like always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.